Thank you, Mr. Anilesh Mahajan. I'm not going to restrict to D33 agenda. As Consul General, I'm tempted to talk about the bilateral relations and the opportunity it presents. I request your indulgence for that. Madam Srimati Meenakshi Lekhi, the former Minister of State, His Excellency Mirza Al-Zaig, my friend Siddharth Balachandran, Dr. Ashwini Mahajan, and the extended IBPC family. Not just for you, I think IBPC is a family for me, and now CIU is becoming a family for us. So very happy that CIU chose to come to Dubai. First of your many stops in the Middle East. You call it the India-West Asia dialogue. I think we can probably look at expanding this conversation beyond West Asia and look at opportunities that the whole region offers. And of course, Dubai will be an important gateway, as it has always remained, for India's ambitions to grow and expand as we progress towards Viksit Bharat. The partnership with the countries in the region, especially UAE, is going to be very, very critical. As Mr. Anilesh Mahajan mentioned, I was given the specific focus on D33 and the opportunities that it presents to India-UAE partnership. But listening to Dr. Mirza Al-Zaig, I'm tempted to recognize that how enriching it is for us to listen to you every time. For all the contributions that you have made to UAE's foreign policy. You were recently awarded the Doctor of Letters for your contribution to UAE's foreign policy. So one big round of applause for that. And you are one of the architects of UAE's two critical bilateral relationship in the formative years. One is UK and one is India. So I'm sure your contributions to UAE's foreign policy has been stellar, and you have been rightly recognized with the Doctor of Letters for that. I know that the members of the audience, and I see a lot of faces who are actually architects of the bilateral partnership between India and UAE. But I know that Dr. Sahitya Chaturvedi will know much of the data points that I am going to say because I keep repeating it. But as I mentioned in one of the events recently, India-UAE relationship is one which is kind of a blink and you miss kind of relationship. The developments that happen across all aspects, be it trade, be it investments, be it technology elements, be it community, the pace at which things progress. Every time I come for a conversation or a speech, there's something new that has happened in the relationship. So I know that some of you might be aware of the latest developments, but since I was told that some of the participants are from other regions, other geographies where CIU is strong, so I would take this opportunity to talk about the important data points that define the India-UAE bilateral partnership. All of us know, His Excellency also mentioned, that India-UAE relationship is rooted in centuries of interactions, trade interactions, maritime trade, intellectual exchange, movement of people, and these have been the foundation for the ties between our two countries. But over the past 50 years, since the establishment of diplomatic relations, and more so in the past 10 years, our bilateral partnership has progressed on many fronts. It has progressed, as I mentioned, in trade, in investments, in technology, in digital infrastructure, in sustainability-related elements, renewable energy, and of course, people-to-people connections. The partnership today just doesn't mirror our shared past, but it also showcases a vision for the future, one that is inclusive, forward-looking, and and I would say globally significant. One critical element that shows the vibrancy of the relationship is obviously trade. We all know that CEPA was signed, which was the first ever free trade agreement that UAE had signed with any country, was with India in February 2022. So it's been 3 years now, over 3 years, 3.5 years since the CEPA came into force. The trade as a result of this CEPA, a very forward-looking CEPA, a CEPA which was signed in a matter of a negotiation which lasted just 88 days, covering 97% of the tariff lines and 99% of exports from India to UAE. That was a kind of forward-looking agreement that we signed, as a result of which the bilateral trade has progressed from $43 billion as of financial year 2020-21, March 21, to over $100 billion by March 2025. Just after signing the CEPA in May 2022, when it came into force, trade has progressed 50% from $69 billion to $100 billion. Now, one would say, oh, what is the big deal? Hydrocarbons will be a major component of this trade. Yes, of course, it is an important element. It constitutes almost $35 billion today of the total $100 billion. But we are already looking at what is required for the future. So during the latest high-level task force on investment, which happened in September 2025, we are already talking about a non-oil trade target. Now, earlier, within the CEPA, we had identified a non-oil trade target of $100 billion by 2030, non-oil. So, as on date, non-oil is $65 billion. I'm very sure we would be reaching $100 billion of non-oil trade by 2030. But during this HLTFI, which happened in September 25, the two sides put another challenge for ourselves. So what we are looking now is not just non-oil trade of $100 billion, we are looking at non-oil, non-precious metal trade of $100 billion by 2030. Because today, oil constitutes $35 billion and precious metals, gems and jewelry constitutes about $35 billion. So $70 billion is just these two elements. So the remaining is $30 billion. So we are challenging ourselves whether we could move the other components, which is engineering goods, pharmaceuticals, electronics, textiles, food, renewable energy equipment, electric mobility solutions. So other elements of trade, whether we could push this to $100 billion, and trust me, with the kind of progress that we are seeing, with this kind of year-on-year growth that we are seeing in other sectors, I'm very sure that we should be achieving a non-oil, non-precious metal trade of $100 billion by 2030. Now, what is the opportunity that UAE offers? Let us just talk about trade. What is the opportunity that UAE offers? After UAE signed the CEPA with us in February 2022, the country has gone ahead and signed 32 free trade agreements within a span of just 3 years. This provides immense opportunity to exporters from India to look at not just UAE as a market, but UAE as a transit or hub for our exports to exploit, or exploit is a wrong word, to harness this free trade agreements that UAE has signed with 32 other countries. Of course, we understand the challenges that India has in certain trade partnerships that we have. To offset those challenges, we should be harnessing the corridor that we have established between India, UAE, and UAE's 32 other CEPAs that are there. So that is why UAE has, traditionally it has been a logistics and connectivity hub, but it will also become a trading hub, particularly post UAE signing of CEPA. In this context, the initiative of Bharat Mart gains significance. We are expecting it to be operational by 2026. As some of you know, Bharat Mart is located in the Jebel Ali Free Zone, and it will provide Indian exporters with direct access to Middle East and African markets. It is expected to offer state-of-the-art warehousing, distribution, and inventory management facilities, enabling seamless movement of goods, reducing transit times, and enhancing competitiveness for Indian exporters. It will specifically empower small and medium-sized enterprises and micro-enterprises from India to participate in global trade, creating an ecosystem where businesses of all sizes can integrate into the regional and international supply chains. This initiative, we feel, is a shining example of the practical, long-term, and mutually beneficial dimensions of the India-UAE collaboration. We have spoken about trade. Investment flows as an important metric that we see strong progress. Cumulative foreign direct investment from UAE to India from April 2000 to June 2025 has already reached $24 billion US dollars, and it spans a wide array of sectors in infrastructure, in logistics, in energy, in manufacturing, technology, and financial services. In financial year 24-25, the UAE ranked among India's top 5 FDI investors, reflecting the deepening confidence of UAE in India's economy. They have obviously fueled job creation, fostered industrial growth, and strengthened the commercial linkages between the two countries. We see renewable energy projects and industrial corridors are the tangible beneficiaries of this partnership. I was asked to talk about the Dubai 33 economic agenda. We all know that D33 aims to expand foreign trade, increase annual FDI flow into UAE, boost domestic demand, and accelerate digital transformation within UAE and particularly Dubai. Indian businesses are actively contributing to D33 across several sectors, including infrastructure, logistics, technology services, renewable energy, and advanced manufacturing. This convergence demonstrates how India's growth priorities and Dubai's development objectives complement each other, fostering mutually beneficial outcomes and sustainable economic expansion. One of the critical pillar of D33 is innovation, and that way innovation remains a core focus of India-UAE bilateral collaboration. India's leadership in digital infrastructure, artificial intelligence, fintech, deep tech, and startups complements UAE's, especially Dubai's, ambition to be a global hub of innovation, AI, blockchain, and deep tech. Fintech, I would say, is a shining example of what India and UAE can achieve together. A key milestone is the interlinking of India's UPI with UAE's ANI platform, which is an instant payment system, enabling seamless cross-border digital payments for businesses, expatriates, and tourists. We all know UPI, since its launch in 2016, has transformed the manner in which payments are done in India. Today, UPI processes over 20 billion transactions monthly. Cumulatively, it is about 240 billion transactions a year. And now, since last year, when NPCI has signed an agreement with CBUAE, we have exported India's digital payment solutions to UAE. UPI-based QR payments is available across merchants in UAE. We would see it in Dubai Duty Free. I'm sure people who came in yesterday would have seen Dubai Duty Free, a lot of advertisements splashed about UPI being accepted. It's available in Dubai Duty Free, hypermarkets, retail chains, restaurants, taxis, and even tourist spots across UAE. And in just a few months from now, UAE will be the first country to fully integrate with UPI platform. UAE's J1 card, again built on Rupee stack, further demonstrates our close collaboration in the financial space. These initiatives together illustrate how digital finance, technology and innovation can be leveraged to enhance trade, investment and economic resilience. Friends, no conversation on technology will be complete without what Indian startup scene has to offer. Today, Indian startups are also exploring the opportunities in UAE. We know that as on date, India is the third largest startup ecosystem globally, with almost 200,000 DPIIT recognized startups and more than 115 unicorns valued at approximately $350 billion. During Dubai Expo 2020, the India Pavilion showcased the India Innovation Hub, exemplifying the Indian government's commitment to highlighting the nation's technological and entrepreneurial growth on a global stage. These efforts, combined with supportive government policies offering access to capital, mentorship, infrastructure and a business-friendly regulatory environment, have created a nurturing ecosystem in India that empowers visionary young Indian entrepreneurs to expand globally. So obviously Dubai or UAE has been a focal point for startups from India. They are looking at the possibility of raising money from sovereign wealth funds, from venture capitalists based out of UAE, because there's a lot of interest that we see in Indian startups. In the first 11 months of 2025, India startups have collectively raised close to $16 billion in funding, showing the immense confidence that global investors place in India's tech potential at the grassroots level. As I mentioned, the Indian startups look at investors from UAE, while sovereign wealth funds is an important investor. I know many of you are very active in supporting the startup ecosystem in India, and in that sense, my gratitude goes out to the beautiful diaspora, the living bridge between India and UAE, a diaspora of 4.4 million, some icons of the industry, including two Pravasi Bharatiya Samman awardees who are here, Mr. Siddharth Balachandran and Mr. Ramesh Ramakrishnan. Thank you for all the contributions that you make to India, to UAE, to this India-UAE partnership. We are talking about India and West Asia today. I recall like 10 years ago when I was in the External Affairs Minister's office in 2013, one of the important data points that we used to talk about West Asia was oil and diaspora. Oil continues to be an important element, but the shift in diaspora has been very, very significant. In 2013, the Indian diaspora in UAE, in the Gulf, was 6.5 million, out of which 2.2 million were in UAE. Today, the Indian diaspora in the Gulf has grown to over 10 million, but the diaspora in UAE has doubled from 2.2 million to 4.4 million. And that diaspora, it's not just numbers, it is in the quality of diaspora that we see in UAE, which is of significance. The Indians here are across every aspect of human economic endeavor. They are in business, they are in healthcare, they are in education, they are in technology, they are in every element of UAE's economic landscape, and no better than His Excellency to vet and your recognition of Indian diaspora's contribution to UAE is well noted. I think the Indian diaspora in UAE will be an important element in the growing partnership between our two countries. one other element which we see in India-UAE partnership is sustainability. During the COP28, India was a very critical partner in UAE's efforts to bring sustainability and green growth into the center stage of global narrative. We are both committed to renewable energy, climate action, clean technologies, and sustainable finance. We are engaged in joint initiatives in green hydrogen, solar and wind energy, climate resilient infrastructure, and sustainable industrial practices, which demonstrate the potential that we have. Renewable energy collaboration between India and UAE also aligns with our own target of 500 gigawatt of renewable energy infrastructure, which we aspire to put in place by 2030, and also UAE's focus on green energy and hydrogen development. This offers immense possibilities for joint ventures and technology transfer. Friends, I would only say that while we have spoken about many aspects, as we progress towards our goal of Viksit Bharat in 2047, and also UAE's goal of 2071, UAE 2071 plan, India-UAE partnership will be a defining element in both our bilateral journeys. This partnership is not just about economic figures or agreements. It is about shared vision, innovation-driven collaboration, and a commitment to inclusive, resilient growth. It also represents a gateway to stronger regional engagement for India across the region, fostering trade, investment, and technological partnerships. And that is why platforms like what we do today, focusing on the broader region, is very, very critical for translating ideas. Like Madam was mentioning, it is not just about ideas, counterpoints, different views that need to be discussed, and different ideas that need to emanate to help policymakers chart their plans for the regional growth. So that will help the governments, India's partner governments in this region, look at new collaborations and ensuring our respective strategic priorities are met. With that, let me thank CIEU for this initiative today, IBPC for always being a partner, willing partner in anything that Government of India and the Consulate does, and for all of you for being part of this conversation today. And let me just conclude by reiterating the Government of India's full commitment to facilitating trade and promoting innovation, investment, and strengthening any initiative that strengthens bond between our two countries. So let's work together in ensuring that India-UAE partnership sets the narrative for global growth. Thank you very much. Have a good day.